Okay, so it was Mrs. Douglas, but with an extra S at the end. Right, correct. Where does she live?
135.
Park 135 what?
135.
135 what? Park Hill Avenue. Okay, it's very important to also retain the information in your head because sometimes it can be like this fast. It wasn't difficult, but can be quite fast sometimes. So 135 Park Hill Avenue. Did you get that, Rich? Okay, how about her number?
765-842.
765-482. Correct. What's the problem with the
Low
low volume? All right. What caused it? A power cut. Almost sa ating pa brown out. Okay, a power cut. Now, what is the model make, Jovel? Spell it out for me, please.
SCHNIE.
Kulang. Kulang yun. Very, very kulang. How about you, Rich? Did you get that? You also missed that. Okay, how about you, Ryan? What's the answer? There's something missing there. How about you? Go ahead. After the N is a what?
NEI.
Continue. DEI? No, it's an DER. Only we didn't get it. Pero tama lahat, except for that one last item. But what is the number, the model number? It's S
double B
5002. Okay, this is how it should look like. It's a Schneider. A Schneider. It's pronounced Schneider because it's a very German name. Kung sa atin pa Schneider. But the way Germans say it is a Schneider. It's an SCH. Take note in the German language, if you have an SCH, it's pronounced as a sh, just like she, right? Schneider. SWB5002. How old is the television?
8 years.
7.
Sabi niya, I got the television 7 years ago. I can remember it fairly easily because I bought it after I moved into my apartment 8 years ago. 8 years ago, she moved to the apartment and she bought it a year after. There were two clues. The answer is 7. 7, not 8. I gave you a heads up earlier, right? There were 2 dates. Okay, how about number 8? What is the answer here? It bends to the right. It is before, and it's on the left side. The answer is number B. Okay. When is the guy coming over to check their television?
Monday morning.
Monday morning, correct. And where did she hear it? Where did she company? The lady next door. In other words, the neighbor. What did you put? On the phone book? No, there was no machine even in the phone book earlier. Okay, so you guys, please tally up your scores. I'd like to know how you fared here. So please tally the score out of 10 items. So how many did you get correct? 6. It's not bad. It's okay. We'll tally up everything later after the 4th section. Okay, we now move on to section 2, everybody. Okay, there are 2 parts here again. Let me first show and play the first half. Okay? Now, in session 2, guys, as always, you will hear only one speaker. And in this example, what we're hearing is a broadcast announcer or a radio announcer talking about the different programs that will be aired on Radio 6, October the 15th, Thursday. So we have the time over here on the left, and we have the program titles over here with some information about them. So, for example, we have 7 p.m. and then we talk charity broadcast is shown or is aired at what time. Guys, look at the format. The items here is a dot and a colon. It's important, right? At 8 p.m. is number 2. What's the title of this one? Number 3 is What's Your View? It shows the effects of the what? What's another word for effect? Result. The result of, possibly, yeah. So watch out for other words for effects. At 9 p.m. it's number 4. And number 5 is all about just so stories, and the title is How the Blank Was Written. Okay. Now guys, let me ask one more thing here. Somewhere around after number 3, some number will be quoted, some telephone number, right? I'd like you to write the telephone number just somewhere over here, right beside number 3, and later on, I'd like you to tell me what the correct telephone number is. Okay? That's on top of number 3 over here, right? So you guys, let's listen, and let's now get the answers.
What's irreversible? What did it say about irreversible ticket?
The time is 6:55 on Thursday, October the 15th. And now here is a brief review of this evening's programmes on Radio 6. Starting in just a few minutes at 7 o'clock, we have the first programme in our new series, Animal Talk, a documentary with Laura Martins and Jeff Burns. And I'll be telling you some more about that in a minute. Then at 7:50 there will be a broadcast on behalf of the Rare Species Protection Group, telling you about some of the work they're doing to preserve endangered species. This will be followed at 8 o'clock by today's episode of Park Square, our drama series following the fortunes of a close-knit community in North London, in which Sunita begins to wonder if Carl has been telling her the truth, and Carl gets into trouble when a private email is read by the wrong person. At 8:30 we have our phone-in programme, What's Your View? Today's topic is the impact of the media, and you are invited to call in with your own views and questions on this topic. If you have a question for the panel, the number to call is 0207 815 422. This will be followed at 9 o'clock by news and weather, and then at the new time of 9:20 we have our book of the week, read by Graham Stanish. This week's book is a collection of Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories, which the author wrote for his children at the beginning of the 20th century, and which are now enjoyed by children and adults alike. This evening's story, entitled How the First Letter Was Written, is an imaginary account of the events that led to the invention of writing, involving a young girl called Taffy, and a series of misunderstandings that arise when Taffy sends the first written message in the history of the world.
Okay. I replay everything again, and let's get the correct answers, alright? Number 4 was too close to that one number I gave you earlier, or asked you to write earlier. So let me replay the part again. Here is what the man said.
And you are invited to call in with your own views and questions on this topic. If you have a question for the panel, the number to call is 0207 815 422.
9 o'clock.
This will be followed at 9 o'clock by news and weather, and then at the new time of 9:20 we have our book of the week.
Okay. Did you get that? Alright. Thank you guys. Let's now show on the board the answers. And what is it that... Yeah, it's 7:50. Correct, 7:50. Very good, Aries. Alright, you got it. Yes. Okay. What's number 2? Did you get that, Aries?
Drama series.
No, the drama series. Well, because we have the quotes here, it means the title of the drama series, which is entitled Park Square. Okay. Note that the speaker says Park Square.
I heard pop.
Pop Square. Okay. It's a fair thing to happen, yeah. Park Square. Alright, how about number 3? You did not hear the word effects, but he did say the impact, which is the same as effect. The media, correct. What was the number again?
0207
Okay.
815 422.
What did you say again? Treble 2. A treble is 3 triples. So therefore, it's 4 treble 2. What did you put there, Iris?
I put number 0, it's double.
Double 400 here.
No, 54022.
54022.
Yeah.
It's 4
Yeah.
treble 2. Take note, treble means triple. Very good. Now, what's 9 o'clock? News and weather. Yeah. It's news and weather. Okay. Hindi siya news, weather. Did you write that? News and weather. Very good. Now, how about number 5? How the
First letter.
first, guys, this is a title, so if possible, don't write the ordinal form 1ST, but rather write the word first letter. Although, since you are allowed here a number, this can also still be considered. But normally in titles in this case, the ordinal form is preferably spelled out. Okay? Alright, now guys, let's take a look at page 2 still, numbers 6 to 10. Now, a couple of guidelines here. You would hear, guys, another trick here, a common trick that's done in the IELTS listening test, in which the keyword that's there in the text is quoted after the answer has been given. Okay, take note, we always wait for the keyword and then the answer is given, right? So for example, we might want to expect that the word strong is quoted first and then the answer is given. But the thing is, in many occasions, that's not going to happen. It's going to be the answer first and then the keyword from the question. So for example, you will hear this happening in number 6 and 7. So watch out for that, right? So, Animal Talk is about the program regarding the communication systems of the killer whales and the elephants. Both of these are mammals which have strong what? They live for a long time and have large what? So the keywords here are strong and large. Killer whales communicate mainly through what? In the water, but little is known about the purpose of that way of communication. Elephants, on the other hand, send messages through the air in a process which is called what? Number 9. Because the messages cannot be heard by humans, and they can also receive messages through their what? Through their body parts. Okay? So guys, the point of paragraph 1 is all about the similarities. This, on the other hand, is all about the differences between the two animals, right? Let's now listen and get the correct answers. Here we go.
And now, some more information about our major new documentary series, Animal Talk, which explores the fascinating area of animal communication. Tonight's programme compares the communication systems used by 2 of the world's largest creatures, the killer whale and the elephant. Although these might seem like very different creatures, in fact there are a lot of similarities between them. They're both mammals.